the night moving with Mr. Joe Lemons. Mr. Joe Lemons, come onto the stage. Give him a round of applause. Double fisting.
Yeah, what is up, Winter Haven? One of those is a Diet Coke, because I'm not allowed real Coke in here, you know what I mean? Alright, how we doing tonight? We having a good time? Yeah, I like how I met that guy 4 times, and he's still like, there's fucking Joey Lemonds coming up tonight. It's Lemonds, motherfucker. It's fine, we love him anyway. Let's give a fucking big shout out for your host this evening doing this. You didn't clap. Sir, you were on stage and you still didn't clap.
I did, you just didn't see it.
No, I did. You're right here. What? Now, we having a good time tonight? We all pumped? Yeah, I was till about 20 minutes ago. I messed up pretty bad with my wife. Anyone else out here married? Yeah, you guys, are you two married? Yeah? How long you been married?
18 years.
18 years. What's the worst thing your husband's ever done?
Oh, God.
No, tell the audience. Ma'am. No, tell strangers. That's why we're here.
Well, pick a good one if you're going to say something.
What do you mean pick a good one? What have you done? Ma'am. He's like, he killed 4 people in Bosnia. He had a Freudian slip. What the fuck? Provide context. We're waiting.
You don't sit in the front row at a comedy show. Pick a different one.
Now, I want to hear about the Freudian slip. Don't pick another one. For those of you that are not aware, Sigmund Freud was a psychologist that tried to convince everyone they wanted to bang their mom. So, sir, provide some context.
No, that's funny.
What's funny? The joke or you wanted to bang your mom? Ma'am!
No. You tell it.
Fill me in.
Terrible if I say it.
Okay, so he was trying to tell me how much he loved me, and he was giving, you know when you give, you kind of like.
Oh, it's terrible.
Keep going.
He was saying, "Oh, I love you, you're mine," and then he says like "Chubba Wubba."
Chubba Wubba. What the fuck is a Chubba Wubba?
Whatever it is, it didn't go over very well.
Hey, sir, what's a Chubba Wubba?
I have no idea.
You don't have any idea?
Ask my mouth.
You're just like, I'm trying to fuck. You're my Chubba Wubba. No, this will make you...
I was like, "That's wonderful."
Alright. That's a supportive wife. She's like, yeah, I can be your Chubba Wubba. This will make you feel better. I messed up even worse. So my wife and I, we've been married 10 years now, and we like to reminisce about the good times. Back when we were happy. Before we had children. And I'm like, do you remember when we went to Germany? And we went to that Aussie museum. We went to the River Rhine. We had that bottle of ice wine. And we made love right on the riverbank. And she's like, that wasn't me. And I'm like, fuck. Gentlemen, if you're not married, you got 2 options at that point. 1, you can kill her. You can push her down the stairs, flee the state, become an Alaskan crab fisherman. Or 2, you can lie. And I chose to lie. Because my house doesn't have any stairs. And I'm like, that's because it hasn't happened yet. We're going to Germany, baby! That was a $6,000 mistake. I should probably not make twice a year. No, we're doing pretty good, though. We just celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. You don't need to do that. It's not a celebration for her. She's beautiful. And I look like a boss baby, retired. We're doing pretty good, though. You know, we've reached that point in our relationship where we're trying to start some new things. How long you two been married? 18 years. Now, I'm not going to get crude about it, because that's not who I am. But do you guys still have a good physical relationship in the bedroom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You do anything weird? Don't leave it up to my imagination. What do you mean it's subjective? What's subjectively weird to you? You're like, yeah, occasionally we get a hooker on weekends and I beat her to death.
No, it's pretty, you know, regular. Run-of-the-mill.
You're like, yeah, we get weird. Like, no, it's just vanilla. It's just missionary for the purpose of procreation. Don't worry about it. All right, watch that man. You will see him on Dateline NBC soon. Now, my wife actually approached me recently, and she's like, hey, we've been married a while. Are you cool with getting a little bit weird in the bedroom? And I'm like, you married tropical Uncle Fester. You're gonna have to be really specific by what you mean by weird. Like, are we talking 50 Shades of Grey? Or are we talking Human Centipede? Because either way, I'm all in. Like, what do you have in mind? She's like, well, I was thinking, maybe, you put on a suit, light a couple of candles, bite my neck a little bit. I know, calm the fuck down, Dahmer. She's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm really happy you went first. She's like, what the fuck do you mean by that? I'm like, I want you to break into the house at 2 o'clock in the morning, dressed like the Hamburglar. And I want you to creep into the bedroom while I slumber and beat the ever-loving shit out of me with a pillowcase full of McChickens. The entire time calling me your little dirty burger slut. She's like, well, I'm not going to do that. That sounds really violent. And I'm like, well, actually, you're going to need to have a gun or else I'm not going to be able to finish. It's a hard sex joke, sir. We'll talk later. Now, another thing couples deal with a lot is bedroom talk. Some of them went more, some of them went less. You guys still do that?
We used to.
Used to?
Thanks for answering, Scott.
Did you hear the pain in his voice? It's like we used to talk to each other. Now, don't feel bad, sir. My wife and I, we don't fucking do that at all. For 2 reasons. One, a lot of the comedy I do is roast comedy, which does not translate well into a bedroom environment. She's like, get over here and demean me. I'm like, how am I supposed to get across the bedroom over your giant fucking forehead? You sexy slut? Like, don't feel bad for her. Turns out she's better at roasting than I am. She's like, really? We're gonna talk about forehead size? You look like someone stapled a baby's face to a cannonball. Like, if you're here, what's Indiana Jones running away from? Yeah, now I'm naked and crying. No one's having a good time. My wife had the exact opposite problem. She talks way too much about fucking nonsense. Like, banging my wife is like banging an Alexa. Like, the last time we were going at it, the entire time, she's like, I know we had a beach trip planned tomorrow, but we're expecting about 3 inches of rain, so we're gonna need to pack an umbrella. I'm like, if you would shut the fuck up, I would give you 3 inches right now. Thank you. Don't shake your head. That's all I have. I'm doing my best, ma'am. I'm doing what God gave me. Yeah, we actually did. We got some good news. We did just recently welcome a beautiful baby girl into the world. We're gonna talk about that. Thank you. Good news is she did come out white, so I'm pretty sure she's mine. Bad news is she did come out a ginger, so we had to give her back. Yeah, it turns out you can just fucking return a baby in Florida at a fire station, no questions asked. Yeah, they get a little pissed when you try to jam an 8-year-old inside the baby return box, so it's frowned upon. Now, so we didn't plan on having any more kids after the first one, because my wife had a really rough childbirth with my son. Ladies, you might know what I'm talking about. When she gave birth to our son, she suffered from what's called a 4th-degree tear. Gentlemen, if you don't know what that is, that's where, apparently, you're so historically inbred that your son's head is so fucking big then on its way out of your wife, turns her front hole
Oh no.
and her back hole into one hole. A unihole, if you will. Now, people will tell you about the miracle of childbirth, how it's this wonderful thing. You're never going to forget the day your first kid comes into this world. And those people are absolutely right. Because watching my son come out of my wife was like watching someone shoot a lasagna out of a t-shirt cannon. Yeah, we don't have food here, fuck you. Now, the doctor lady that was fixing her up, I give her credit, that woman was a fucking champion. She looks over at me, sees I'm visibly distressed. And is like, hey buddy, don't worry about any of this nonsense down here. I'll have her ready for action in no time. And I'm like, yeah, that was my first thought. When can we fuck next? I just look at her and I'm like, no ma'am, that's quite all right. After seeing all this, I think I might give penis a try. All right, guys, I've been Joe Lemonds. Let's give it up for your host.
Lemonds, I'll remember that next time. All 3 inches of it. All righty, folks. Love you, buddy. Guys, let's get another big round of applause.